Now this is another illustration for Kirchhoff law. This time we have a multi-loop circuit. So we have one loop here, we have another loop here, we have another loop here. So this basically contains three loops. So circuit contains three loops. First thing is we have to distribute the current. Let us say we start from this battery. This battery, let us say, sends a current of I1. This current reaches here and this current goes in this direction. So this current is now reaching here, current of I1. Now this current will be divided. Some part will go in this direction, some part will go in this direction. Let us say in this direction current going is I2. Then in this direction we have a current of I1 minus I2. Now once this reaches here, this can be further divided into two parts. This can go in this direction and this can go in this direction. But important point, we have this part BAHG. This contains a capacitor, and we said in a steady state wire that contains a capacitor there will be no current. So in this wire there will be no current, and this wire there will be no current, and this wire there will be no current. So we can say in the loop that contains capacitor, in a steady state there will be no current. So now this I1 minus I2 reaches here, but it will not bifurcate, it will not be divided, sorry, it will go in this direction, and this is I1 minus I2. Now if this battery gets a current of I1 minus I2, it has to give a current of I1 minus I2, because battery has to be electrically neutral. Now once again this current is not going in this direction, the total current will go in this direction, that is I1 minus I2. Now this current will reach here. Now in this direction a current is coming, that is I2. Now from this side we have a current of I1 minus I2. From this side current is I2. So total sum of these two current is basically I1. So in this wire a current I1 is flowing. So this wire will have a current of I1, and finally this battery will get a current of I1. So this is a basically check. This battery has to be electrically neutral. The amount of current that this battery gives, the same amount of current it should take, and that is happening here. So basically this is a recheck, that is battery is getting a current of I1. Now important point, you see in this loop basically there are three loops. So one can expect there should be three equation and three unknown. But important point, in this wire there will be no current, that is I is equals to 0 in this part of the wire, because this loop contains a capacitor. So now I have only two unknowns, I1 and I2 are unknown. So we need to have only two equation, and we can write equation in this loop. So let us say in this loop we can write equation, and in this loop we can write equations. So let us first write in the upper loop, and if I travel from D to E and E to F, F to C, and finally to D. So if I go from D to E, basically there is increase, final is positive, final minus initial, there is a positive, and then we are going in the direction of current, so there is a loss of potential. That is 3 times current in this wire is I2. Now here we have 5 going in the direction of current, and the current is I1, and this is equals to 0. So we will have equation 3I2 plus 5I1, and this is equals to 4. Now the second equation we can write in this circuit. So let us write, if I travel from, let us say, C to F, F to Z, Z to B, and finally reaches up to C. So C to F, we are going in the opposite direction of current, so there will be a plus sign, and 3 times current is I2, and in this case we are going in the direction of current, so this is minus 5 times I1 minus I2, and I am going again. So finally is positive, initially is negative, so there is an increase in potential and increases at volt, and I am again reaching up to point C, so sum is equals to 0. So we can say this is 3I2, and now plus this is minus minus plus, plus 5I2, so we have 8I2 minus 5I1. This is equals to, if I take this at this side, minus 8, or I can write the same equation, 5I1 minus 8I2, and this is equals to 8. So we have two equations. We can solve these two equations. So first equation is 3I2 plus 5I1 is equals to 4. So we have 3I2 plus 5I1 is equals to 4. And the second equation we have 5I1 minus 8I2 is equals to 8. This is equals to 8. Now let us say subtract these two equations, so minus plus minus. So we have 5I1 goes, so we will have 11I2 is equals to minus 4. So I2 is basically minus 4 by 11. So negative sign shows the direction we have taken is basically reverse. So we see, so direction of I2 is here, so this is I2, so I2 direction is basically in this direction. So negative sign shows the direction we have taken is reverse. So the direction of I2 that is opposite direction. Similarly, one can solve for I1, and if I know I1, we can solve for I1 minus I2 also. So let us say solve for I1. From equation 1 we have, so 5I1 is equals to 4 plus 12 by 11, that is 44 plus 12 by 11. So I1 we will have 56, and this 5 into 11, that is 55. So this is I1 current we will have. We have to also solve charge on capacitor. Now to solve for charge on capacitor, we have to find potential difference between B and Z. And the potential difference between B and Z, because whatever the potential difference we have between B and Z, we will have same potential between A and H, and we have a battery between A and H. So what we can do is we can go from this point to reach this point. So if I go from here to here, I will have 3 volt, and that is final is negative, so minus 3 volt. And if I am going here, once again this is negative, so minus 8 volt, so minus 3 and minus 8, minus 11 volt, and plus potential across this capacitor is equals to 0. So we have here minus 8 plus minus 3 plus potential across capacitor is equals to 0. So from here we can say potential across capacitor is 11 volt, and charge on capacitor is given by formula Q is equals to CV. So we have capacitor capacity, that is 6 microfarad. So we will have 6 microfarad into 11. So this is 66 into 10 to the power minus 6 joule. So this is the charge. So this is charge. So then unit will be coulomb. So charge is basically 66 microcoulomb.